Hello, and today we'll continue with Temptations' Ballad. Sid wanted to think that he was just absent-mindedly browsing the festival stalls and lost sense of direction. He wasn't deliberately distancing himself from Ornaby as they struggled to push through the crowd. That would be petty. Hmm, I don't know if he's like real petty or not, but he certainly didn't want to be petty. Well, I don't really think he's petty, but definitely jealous, and just feel like he's inadequate, like he's not of any purpose compared to Ornaby and Cole. Sid never thought of himself as a jealous kind of guy, but the begrudging resentment that weighed through his chest while Ornaby was around proved otherwise. He didn't want to feel that way, but a sensation bubbled up inside him like an intrusive thought. Sid sighed and glanced at the crowd behind him. Ornaby was nowhere in sight. She probably got swept away by the festive masses as he was struggled to find him. I'll just look for her later. I could use some space right now. What in the world are you saying? Uh-huh. Sid jumped at the sensation of something slithering up his arm. You said earlier that you were getting more food. Why are you just stumbling around like a fool? Oh, hey, Noodle. What are you doing here? My name is Malice, Kirsty's horrid nickname. And I sensed that my puny mortal was going on another one of his moping sessions, so I decided to accompany you instead. Little did I know that you would be doing the same thing. Mortals are so determined to waste what little time they have in their lives. I will never understand it. Noodle shook his head in dismay as he coiled himself comfortably on Sid's shoulders. So, what ails you, buff mortal? Are you struggling with daddy issues as well? Huh? No, I'm fine. Just needed some space. Sid watched with fascination as the snake flicked his tongue towards him suspiciously. Lies. I have studied mortal emotions with my siblings for some time, and I sense great turmoil within you. Really? Are you like an emotional support familiar? Support. Don't be ridiculous. I exist to see chaos and turmoil onto the material plane. Why would I waste my time helping you inconsequential mortals with your petty thoughts? Huh? Must be some sort of reverse psychology tactic. For example, I sense great envy boiling within you. Surely you are tempted to unleash it upon that knight friend of yours. What right does he have to be so evidently better than you in every way? At least my dude, Ornaby is like the most humble person on this side of the earth. Exactly. Look at her, flaunting her humility while you're struggling with your own self-worth. I don't think you understand what humility means. Sid couldn't help but smile at the python's fierce hissing. You're right, though. I have been feeling a little useless lately. It's more of a me problem. It wouldn't be right to take it out on Ornaby. I disagree wholeheartedly. Clearly your knight friend is flaunting her accomplishments at you out of malice. What else could it be? She's sharing her excitement with her friends because she's happy. Unlikely. Your offer of Moses won't just go away on their own. You must take action. Sid chuckled and absent-mindedly began scratching Malice's chin. Get your hands off of me, you horrid. On second thought, chin scratches feel most satisfactory. Continue, mortal. Yeah, I probably need to do something about this whole jealousy thing. Clyde mentioned that I should focus on myself. I was hoping this would all go away once I do well in the brawling tournament later. Even if I don't win, I can at least prove that I can hold my own in a fight. The end goal is to be a contributing member of this adventuring party, right? Army isn't an enemy. Sid smiled and patted the snake on his tiny head. Thanks, Noodle. You give great advice. I can see why Cole keeps you around. Wait, this is the opposite of what I was going for. So stop. Feel bad. The two of them jumped with a start. A sudden outcry of yelling along with the arcane wail of an alarm spell snapped them out of their conversation. What was that? Sounds like trouble. I'll go ahead and take my leave. Noodle grunted as he slid down Sid's back. Ugh, why are your pockets so damn tight? My puny mortal's pockets are comfortably spaced to compare this disgrace. Sorry, all my pants are kind of tight. There's not a lot of stuff in my size. Ooh. Mister, please, that man just started going crazy and attacked me. Where? Don't worry, little guy. You're safe for... Wait a minute. Huh? You're that kid who stole all our stuff and got us arrested. Hey, that's all in the past, mister. I'm a chased man now. A massive man armed with two short swords suddenly barged through the crowd. He utterly fumed as he huffed breathlessly in their direction. That little fucker stole all my gold. Hand me over so I could beat some sense to that penny-pitching little shit. Starting now? Kid, you can't keep stealing people's stuff like this. You gotta get hurt one of these days. Yeah, like right now. You're not gonna let that big scary shark beat me up, are you? I promise to be good from now on. The other man stomped his feet furiously. First off, I'm a fucking orca. Don't compare me to those dead-eyed, gill-breathing chums. More importantly, the foul-mouthed man jabbed an accusatory finger at the urchin cowering behind Sid. Don't believe a word from that lying little wubber. He came at me with the same sweet and innocent act. Ooh, my mom was sick and I need a few copper to buy medicine. And then he swiped my wallet the moment I looked away. Well, little urchins like me have to make do to survive, right? Surely you understand. Oh, I'll make damn sure you understand. Nothing like sleeping with a fist is to teach a man a hard lesson. Sid glanced between the silvering young boy and fuming orca who was outside. Alright, how about you hand the man his wallet back, and then we'll hand you over to the city watch. You did trip the alarm spell on one of these crystals, will still be wasn't over a minute. He should be able to set you up with folks that could help. Hey! The moment Sid took his eyes off of him, the urchin's hands darted into his pockets. Before he could even blink, Emil was dashing down the street with a triumphant sneer. Ha! These suckers always fail for the same trick. What? My coin purse. I told you. I fucking told you, didn't I? Come back here, little fuck. There ain't gonna be nothing left once I'm through with you. But wait up. Emil dove past the ankles of the crowded streets with a satisfied giggle. The festival season was a perfect pickpocketing season. With so many people around, his pursuers were slowed down and tangled in the crowded streets. Easy money, easy getaway. Now then, what have we got here? A nice fat coin purse. This should satisfy those vultures for now. And what else, huh? That's supposed to be black rope. Unhand me, filthy, tiny mortal. Who gave you the right to even think of laying your hands on an eldritch being such as I? Ah. Emil yelped and reflexively hurled the python across the street. A snake? Who the hell keeps a snake in their pocket? Is this a new fad that whips blokes are doing the scale pickpocketers? Yeah, I gotta be careful next time. The crowd suddenly parted as a towering orca from earlier bellowed towards him. I've got you now, you flinching little thief. Now hand over my wallet. I ain't above throwing hands with a kid. Emil sneered with the fearlessness of a young teenager could possess. Try harder, old man. The orca snarled and reached for his twin swords, but not before Emil leaped forward and tossed a handful of sand to his eyes. He snickered gleefully as the older man stumbled backwards, rubbing his eyes with a painful yell. You big folk always fall for the same tricks. I'll see you around. Come back when you got more money to hand over to me. By the time the orca blade the sand from his eyes, Emil was long gone. He growled and stomped his feet furiously. That little shit. Hey, where did that kid go? He got away. I could have sucked my teeth with that fucker if you hadn't let him go. Silly soft-hearted little guppy. Now we're both stuck with empty pockets. My crew's gonna be right pissed if I come home without fulfilling our shopping list. 6 from back. Sorry, I just didn't think it was right to beat up a little kid. I mean, even drew your sword at him. The orca smirked and brandished one of his swords. The blades were awfully petite in his hands of this massive man, even for short swords. I still had to guess they were originally crafted for someone much smaller. These babies are covered up with that protective wax that the festival committee are handing out to the brawling tournament fighters. The worst they do are a few bruises. And trust me, that little shit deserves worse. The orc appeared sit up and down in a praising manner. He took particular interest in Linus, and his hip struck into its smaller axe form. The name's Rainier, and I've got a proposition for you. Yeah, I can't say no, 'cause you just lost me all my gold. Sid gulped as the man flashed a toothy grin. You seem like a strapping young lad. You joined the brawl today as well? Yeah? Excellent. Listen, here's what we're gonna do. That brawling tournament's got a heavy cash prize, yeah? The two of us are gonna team up, wipe the floor with every landlubber that stands in our way and earn our money back. Problem solved. Is that even allowed? The worker sighed. Just because the tournament's a free-for-all doesn't mean nobody's gonna team up. It's just a sound strategy, yeah? I'm doing you a favor here, little fist. Every year, the more experienced folk coordinate together and kick the absolute shit out of the newcomers. You would be eaten alive if you entered that tournament alone. Rainier grinned and thumped his chest proudly. Lucky for you, the famed captain of the esteemed Owentel will have your back. Owentel? It's in the pirate cell? But wait, are you a pirate? The worker scratched his nose with feigned bashfulness. Officially, we're just another hired security vessel on the high seas. Some over-imaginative bards may have sang songs about our more unofficial deeds, though. It's all unconfirmed, I tell you. My ship runs a legit business. She took a step back nervously. I don't know, my mom's gonna be real disappointed if she finds out I'm working for pirates. It's a pretty bad look. You ain't got no choice, lad. You lost me all my shopping money. What am I supposed to tell my crew now that we ain't got gold to restock the brandy supplies? And what you want, a crew of cranky, sober sailors on your ass, boy? No, I didn't think so. So haul your ass over to the brawling tournament and get ready to fight for your life. What's your name, lad? I'm Sid. Sid, her. Well, get ready to be the next co-winner of this year's Rolling Tournament. If not, you're gonna end up mopping the deck of my ship till you pay off your debt. Got it? But wait, do I get any say in this? Nope, no. See you at the tournament, kid. Said Kate in bewilderment. I really need to start getting involved into horrible situations. By the way, that filching shit dropped this weird screaming worm in the street earlier. Is it yours? Unhand me, you horrid creature. I will not stand for this indignation. Noodle, I completely forgot about you. The small python bolted onto Sid's shoulder, trembling with trepidation. I have been trampled on and abandoned like some unwanted house pet. This is truly the worst day of my immortal life. I just want to huddle back to my puny mortal's comfy, spacious pockets. Sid smiled apologetically as he scratched Noodle's chin. Don't worry, little guy. We'll get you back to Cole in a bit. He turned towards Rainier apprehensively. Thanks for returning that, little guy. I guess I'll see you at the tournament then. Sorry if I end up weighing you down. Rainier smirked. Worry not. I'm certain I have the strength to make up for all your shortcomings. After we win, I'll be sure to buy you a drink. Despite this whole mess, it's always nice to meet a cute lad like yourself, eh? Uh-huh. Sid's face flushed with heat as the orca wrinkled at him. He had hardly processed his words before Rainier fled into the crowds with a toothy grin. So Sid, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Barnaby waded through the packed streets and frowned at him. Sir Sid, are you alright? You look very red. Sid's mind was scrambling as he struggled to compose himself. First Cole, then Clyde, now this power guy? Why are all these men flirting with me? Malice pulled his head out from Sid's pocket. Have you considered the possibility that you are an attractive young mortal? Sid's face flushed a bright shade of pink. That can't be it, right, Artemis? The knight frowned awkwardly. I'm afraid I'm not much help here. Perhaps it is due to my isolated upbringing, but I do not fully comprehend what qualities make an attractive man. But why? Of course you don't. Artemis suddenly beamed gleefully. Wait a moment. I read a book about this exact situation recently. I believe you are forming what is known as harem. Sid nearly choked on his own spit. What? What kind of books are you reading? Yes, this is exactly as the novel's described. Artemis nodded sagely. You must remain vigilant, Sir Sid. For your group of enthralled suitors will soon develop what is called as a love triangle. You will have to contend with bouts of jealousy and internal strife amongst your love interests. Most of these issues are easily resolved through clear communication and an ounce of maturity, but you will frustratingly fail at both. The heat flooding Sid's face slowly dissipated as the ridiculousness of the situation took hold. I don't think I'm the protagonist of some trashy romance novel, Artemis. Artemis spluttered and clutched her chest hurtfully. Trash. It is literature, Sir Sid. The narrative is utterly captivating and plenty of people enjoy this genre for the plot. Why, one afternoon alone, I have read through 4 of the books in this series. Sid's jaw tightened and he found himself straining a smile. 4 whole books, huh? You still read fast? Oh yes, it is one of the few hobbies I have time for between my training regimen. I am currently scouring the city for the 5th book of the series, but it is nowhere to be found. It is confoundingly absent from Sir Maul's collections in the public library. Artemis sighed woefully. The suspense for the next story arc is almost unbearable. Let's go. We were supposed to meet up and get ready for the tournament, weren't we? Sid instantly felt bad as he cut off Barnaby's excited rambling. The knight looked crestfallen for a moment before quickly shaking it off. Cole is undoubtedly attempting to seduce one of the adventuring tourists right now. I said go grab him. Sounds good. I'll be with you guys in a bit. The moment Barnaby left, Sid hung his head low with a sigh. I got stiff with her again. Didn't think this would bother me so much. Town Square, sporting arena. After a bit of crowd shuffling and a one-sided tearful reunion between Malice and Cole, the gang managed to reunite in time for the festival's opening ceremony. The sporting arena was already flooded with excitement, with excited visitors and locals squeezing into the viewing booths by the time they arrived. Festival organizers were rushing across the field to set up for the jousting tournament, while others were hastily handing out vials of protective wax to brawling participants. The nobility were comfortably seated in one of the viewing towers and attended to by flocks of servants. Barnaby gawked at the grand arena with fascination. Such a massive space for spectating entertainment. There was never anything like this back in the church district. Finding seats would prove difficult. Behind her, Cole was complaining loudly. As usual, I can't see shit. Shit, carry me again. People keep stepping on my tail. Right, I got you, boss. Barnaby pulled her head into one of the viewing booths with a delighted grin. Ah, there are empty seats here. Cole groaned in relief as Sid carried him into the cool shade of the booth. The scorching sun beat down on the arena with such intensity that wisps of heat were visible in the air. It was great luck that they managed to find seats minutes before the opening ceremony. The three of them wiped the sweat off their brow and settled into their booth. It took them a solid minute to realize that they were not alone. And then the booth smelled strongly of delicious garlic cheesy bread. Oh, hey, kids. From the back of the viewing booth, Agatha, the former arcane researcher, beamed and waved a cheesy covered hand at them. She tried to greet them through a mouthful of the most ludicrously large garlic breadstick they have ever seen. Miss Agatha, are you here to watch the tournament as well? Oh, you supposed to be working right now? I thought vampires were allergic to garlic. Agatha scowled and continued wolfing down her basket of bread. First off, not all bats are vampires, you uncultured heathen. Secondly, I'm on my lunch break. The organizers complained that my security crystals were too much of an eyesore and forced me to move them all before the event. Can you believe it? It should be illegal to work an old lady to the bone like this. Cole squinted at her doubtfully. Isn't Wes the one who carries all the crystals? Yeah, and I watched him carry all the crystals. It was exhausting. Alas, I am a public safety enchanter. This is a burden I must carry. Fancy to see you all again, though. You here to watch the tournaments? We're participating, actually. Ah, I see. I got the side and munched out on another slice of cheesy bread as he peered out into the crowd. There's an awful lot of parents bringing their kids to watch contenders beat each other to death. Not sure why the festival organizers don't put an age limit on these kind of events. I surely wouldn't bring a child here. My papa brought me to illegal fighting rings all the time as a kid. Nothing quite gets my blood pumping like cheering him on as he wipes the floor with a dozen fighters in a row. Agatha glanced up towards Cole with interest. How gruesome, though I suppose it would make for a decent father-son bonding activity. Such unorthodox parenting. At least small bonebreaker knows how to keep his kid entertained. Cole pulled up his chest proudly. Hey, say what you want about my papa, but no one can deny that he's a great father. There was a strange, satisfied glint in Agatha's eye as she steady cold. A small smile spread across her face. Yes, that's a fact I'm relieved to learn. It's nice to know that there are still good parents in this hectic world these days. Ormby perked up with interest. Do you have children yourself, Mr. Agatha? The bat immediately stiffened. She wore a pained expression as he glanced towards one of the tall viewing towers. She wore a pained expression as he glanced towards one of the tall viewing towers. Her voice cracked as she spoke loudly. Look, the opening ceremony is about to start. I hear the royal prince is going to make his first public appearance today. I wonder what kind of speech he'll make. Agatha scooted towards the back of the viewing booth, clearly attempting to avoid conversation. The three of them watched her retreat awkwardly. Cole elbowed Ormby with a hiss. Dude, don't just ask people if they have kids. What? I was just curious. Okay, but that kind of question only ends three ways. First and best case scenario, they just give you a simple no. Second, they're like Miss Stryker and you have to listen to them ramble about their kids for hours and hours. No offense, Sid. Sid shrugged. No, you're right. It's kind of embarrassing. And that's the worst case. They tell you they had or couldn't have kids. Either way, it's none of our business. Ormby gasped a little too loudly. Are you saying her child has passed away? In the back of the viewing booth, Agatha suddenly began munching on her bread very loudly. Cole glanced towards her and caught sight of a small flash of magic. He was pretty sure the enchanter had just cast deafen on herself. Hey, Artie, remember this morning when we talked about acting tactfully? This ain't it. I was just taken by surprise. She bowed apologetically towards Agatha. My sincerest apologies. I meant no offense. The enchanter was busy slurping up a string of cheese and made no reaction towards Artemy's plea. It was evidently obvious she was avoiding eye contact. Artemy shuffled back to their corner of the viewing booth and slumped over, saying, perhaps I am not suited for delicate social situations. Perhaps she was right. I should have just stayed at the cathedral. Sid smiled sympathetically and patted her head. Hey, it's only your third day out of the church district. No shame in stumbling a bit. Well, what's done is done. Let's just sit through this and wait for the opening ceremony to start. A loud announcer's voice suddenly blared from one of the viewing towers. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're sorry to say that the opening ceremony will be briefly delayed. Some hooligans have been urinating on all the public safety crystals and setting off their alarms. The festival will continue as planned as soon as we figure out how to turn off all the screaming sirens in the streets. If organist Agatha Stoker is present, please come forward as your assistance is requested. The three of them awkwardly glanced back at Agatha. The bat was happily slurping down mozzarella sticks and really didn't hear a word through her deafened spell. Should we let her know? Nah, I kind of wouldn't for the public peeing guy, honestly. What? That's utterly irresponsible. You care so much, why don't you tell her? Well, I've clearly offended her deeply. I wouldn't want to be the bearer of bad news as well. Sir Sid, will you be willing to? Nope. She clearly doesn't want to talk to little old peasants like me. Well, everyone's so petty today. I like it. Beats hanging out with a bunch of goody two-shoes all the time. Artemy stared at her companions in disbelief. You are all insufferable. Artemy's efforts to remain quiet proved more difficult than expected. There's a deafening silence. There's a deafening, awkward silence in the viewing booth as the three of them impatiently waited for the opening ceremony to start while ignoring the uncomfortable Agatha in the other corner. The public safety enchanter clearly did not want to talk to them again, and for the time being, things were made worse when a festival speaker announced that the opening ceremony would be further delayed. Apparently, the prince had taken one look at the massive crowd he would be speaking to and had a nervous breakdown, and then suddenly forced to wait quietly for the longest minutes of their lives. Thankfully, or perhaps unfortunately, their silence was broken by a familiar face poking his head into the booth. "Ah, 40 seats. Move aside and make room. You should be honored to share space with a member of nobility." Hmm? The moment Calder and Cole caught sight of each other, the two instantly squinted up their faces as though they had caught a whiff of foul odor. "Yeah, the bone breaker, boy. Of course my cursed luck would strand me in a booth with the likes of you. What's the matter, pretty boy? See you beating the viewing tower with the rest of the fancy nobles?" Cole sneered. "Oh wait, not important enough to join the club, eh?" Cole spluttered furiously before clumsily composing himself. "I say even grace you for an answer. You are far too beneath us to even comprehend the complexities of noble society." She had an ornament exchange along looks. Hey, let's stay civil now." "I concur. Let us take this chance to start off on better footing. Who's your new friend, Cole?" The older hyena brushed his hair out of his eyes in a dramatic and unintentionally comedic fashion. "You commoners should really educate yourselves on the noble families that preside over your puny lives. I'm Count O'Shaughnessy, sole heir to House O'Shaughnessy and organist extraordinaire. You may refer to me as Sir O'Shaughnessy or Milord. Either will do." Army's ear twitched at the mention of House O'Shaughnessy. She glanced at her two companions with a furrowed brow. Is this an opportunity to get chummy with the nobles like you advised? Our ultimate goal for the day is to establish noble allies, after all. I don't know, man. This guy's a lot. Cole shrugged. I don't think this guy is our cloaked mage, but he might know some useful people. It's worth a sigh. I'll be pretty useless though, since I fully pissed him off earlier today. Ah, business as usual for you then. Army grinned teasingly. Cole saw her in a bemused scowl. Behind him, Calder cleared his throat loudly. It is very rude to whisper amongst yourselves in the presence of others. Have your families failed to teach you the simplest of manners? Cole glared irritably. How would we? Let me introduce you to my good friend Sid. And this little unimportant fellow over here is Orderly Johanna Gantier from the church. Calder's jaw dropped. His eyes widened to the size of dinner plates. Orderly Gantier? The greatest chosen, the daughter of the Grand Bishop of the church? Orderly bowed her head slightly. Indeed, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Sir O'Shaughnessy. She made a face and mumbled bitterly. And I'm Sid Strikewood, unemployed, son of the innkeeper of the Spall's Roost Tavern. You say that sarcastically, but I hang with you and your mom over that asshole Bishop any day. Sid was taken aback, but gave his boss a grateful smile. You don't have to always baby me like this. Nope. But I'm kinda trying this new thing where I pretend to be a decent person. Also, your mom guilt-tripped me into looking after you, so I'll do it. Sid grimaced. If my mom was here, she'd be kicking this guy into the dirt at this point. Mrs. Stryker is a very wise woman. I'm honestly kinda considering it right now. Behind him, Count's attitude did a complete 180 as he eagerly shook Artemy's hand. It is an honor to finally meet you, dear chosen, though I must say it was a surprise to find you amongst such questionable company. Artemy wore a strained and polite smile. Cold, sir, said, "O my dearest companions, there is no one else I would rather have at my side." Then you are truly as inexperienced as they say. Allow me to introduce you to some more noteworthy and reliable individuals. Myself, for instance, a studied and powerful wizard from the renowned O'Shaughnessy family, who would surely make a valuable ally. Not even a minute has passed, yet Artemy's smile was already strained like an overworked waiter struggling to remain cheerful for customers. She leaned back from Countess and advances clearly uncomfortable. "Ah, yes. Well, I will be sure to keep you in mind should I find need of you, my lord." "Excellent, excellent. It seems my luck has finally returned. When grandfather hears that I have become acquainted with the greatest chosen, he will certainly be most pleased." A short voice suddenly cut through the small space of their viewing booth. "Ah, Count O'Shaughnessy, you are the heir to your little house. My, Gaius has become desperate, counted the world around, just now noticing Agatha's presence." "Agatha Stoker, former researcher for the royal family. Your reputation precedes you." Agatha's gaze was sharp with a strange mixture of contempt and pity. "As does yours. More precisely, your family's reputation. You be careful now, young man. I hear that being the heir to House O'Shaughnessy has a terrible high mortality rate." Countess stiffened and glared at the woman coldly. "Whatever rumors you may have heard about my family are all unfounded lies. I pray you take your accusations elsewhere." I accuse nothing. Just musing over the fact that Gaius O'Shaughnessy has sent his only underachieving grandson to a jousting tournament, and buttering up to the greatest chosen, no less. The man has gotten creative in his search for ways to pass up his family honor. Kind of crossed his arms defensively. "I'm here to uphold my family reputation because it is my duty as its heir." There was no persuasion needed on grandfather's part. "What a responsible young man. Which part of your family reputation do you intend to uphold?" "It would be a shame if Gaius O'Shaughnessy finally runs out of family members to torment." Countess' expression closed up with cold indignation. "I think this conversation is over." Let's stop right here. Alright, so we got to meet an orca, a marine animal. So far all we've seen were land animals, but we got to see a marine animal this time. And that kid is still up to the dirty tricks he's been playing. But I understand he does it to survive. But he still has a mischievous demeanor to him. So he stole money from the orca, Rainier, his name is. And apparently the orca thinks Sid should compete with him in the games because, in his view, Sid owes him because he believes that Sid was partially responsible for his wallet being stolen. So, what do you think it's Sid's fault? He didn't like that he tried to rough up that little kid, even he did steal from him. So that's how Sid got involved. He didn't want to whale the orca to, potentially hurt the kid. But anyway, apparently that's how. Apparently this orca is using that to make Sid compete with him in the games because he feels that Sid owes him. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. And apparently, Osanase, I forgot his first name, but he seems to think very highly of the creator's chosen. So while Artemis is not exactly a noble, I think she is high enough where the nobles do have respect for her. So maybe she and Osanase can work something out where the adventuring party can gain favor of the nobility. Hopefully. We'll have to see what happens. So I was gonna go a little longer, but I decided to stop here for now. So thank y'all very much for watching. Bye. Hello. And today we'll continue with Temptation's Ballad. Sid wanted to think that he was just absent-mindedly browsing the festival stalls and lost sense of direction. He wasn't deliberately distancing himself from Ornamy as they struggled to push through the crowd. That would be petty. I don't know if he's like real petty or not, but he certainly didn't want to be petty. Well, I don't really think he's petty, but definitely jealous, and just feel like he's inadequate, like he's not of any purpose compared to Ornby and Cole. Sid never thought of himself as a jealous kind of guy, but the begrudging resentment that weighed through his chest while Ornby was around proved otherwise. He didn't want to feel that way, but a sensation bubbled up inside him like an intrusive thought. Sid sighed and glanced at the crowd behind him. Ornamy was nowhere in sight. She probably got swept away by the festive masses as he was struggled to find him. I'll just look for her later. I could use some space right now. What in the world are you saying? Uh-huh. Sid jumped at the sensation of something slithering up his arm. You said earlier that you were getting more food. Why are you just stumbling around like a fool? Oh, hey, Noodle. What are you doing here? My name is Malice, Kirsty's horde nickname. And I sensed that my puny mortal was going on another while his moping sessions, so I decided to accompany you instead. Little did I know that you would be doing the same thing. Mortals are so determined to waste what little time they have in their lives. I will never understand it. Noodle shook his head in dismay as he coiled himself comfortably on Sid's shoulders. So, what ails you, buff mortal? Are you struggling with daddy issues as well? Huh? No, I'm fine. Just needed some space, Sid watched with fascination as the snake flicked his tongue towards him suspiciously. Lies. I have studied mortal emotions with my siblings for some time, and I sense great turmoil within you. Really? Are you like an emotional support familiar? Support? Don't be ridiculous. I exist to see chaos and turmoil onto the material plane. Why would I waste my time helping you inconsequential mortals with your petty thoughts? Huh? Must be some sort of reverse psychology tactic. For example, I sense great envy boiling within you. Surely you are tempted to unleash it upon that knight friend of yours. What right does he have to be so evidently better than you in every way? At least my dude, Artery is like the most humble person on this side of the earth. Exactly. Look at her, flaunting her humility while you're struggling with your own self-worth. I don't think you understand what humility means. Sid couldn't help but smile at the python's furious hissing. You're right, though. I have been feeling a little useless lately. It's more of a me problem. It wouldn't be right to take it out on me. I disagree wholeheartedly. Clearly your knight friend is flaunting her accomplishments at you out of malice. What else could it be? She's sharing her excitement with her friends because she's happy. Unlikely. Your offer of Moses won't just go away on their own. You must take action. Sid chuckled and absent-mindedly began scratching Malice's chin. Get your hands off of me, you horrid. On second thought, chin scratches feel most satisfactory. Continue, mortal.